welcome. It's Brendel, and we're going to be talking about our May reset today. Getting started on my birthday month. So excited. Okay, so to dive in, we're going to start the screen recording. 3, 2, 1. Recording. Yay! Okay, so it is started. We are going to start off this reset with recapping our April budget. So to start off, we have our income. So it is combined with Matt and I. So we brought in $9,341. And then over on our fixed expenses, everything was the same except phone, which over the past couple months, if you've seen, there was a promotional offer that had expired, and now we got a reset. So we got a credit for last month's, and this month's bills was $105, and I think going forward it's supposed to be $118 if I put it into my thing correctly. And then for variable expenses, we did add a little bit extra for sinking funds. That happens quite a bit for us. When we get extra income, we kind of allocated a little bit more. And groceries we did go over again. So this is the second month we've gone over. January and February, I believe we were under, and then for March and April we've been over. So we decided, well, we'll talk about that later. And then restaurant, we also did go over by $5, so not too bad. But for our investing, we did end up sending $3,499 over to our Roth IRA. So this is exciting. And then lastly, there is an extra for driver's license. I don't have a good category for that. And for us, it happens once every 8 years. So I don't feel like there's a category that's needed for $63 that'll last that long. So we just took it out of the main budget. And that is where all of our money went for the month of April. Just a nice fast recap. We will dive into the sinking funds and what we actually put into our sinking funds, and also what we spent our sinking funds on. So we'll pop over here. For April, we still had the $200 that we put in for auto maintenance, and then we ended up spending $203.25, and I honestly don't know what that was for. Let's take a look. Oh, my remote connect, and then we did end up getting a battery for the Ninja. So it ended up being remote connect for the RAV4 and a battery for my Ninja, and then I got a few car air fresheners from Bath & Body Works. Next we have beauty, which we spent a bit of money on, and we did have to add extra to. Oops. So I got some dry shampoo. Matt got a head shaver. I have my eyebrows done. And then I also bought a couple eyebrow pencils, some lip gloss. April was a 2 appointment month because I do get them done every 3 weeks. There's a couple months that it happens twice. And then I did pick up shampoo and conditioner from Costco because it was on sale. Okay, so next we have card tabs. The Ninja renews in May, so we'll see that come out. But for now, let's move to clothes and see what I got. So I bought a Crime Junkie crew neck. We went to a Crime Junkie live podcast at the beginning of April with my sisters. It was so much fun. And they had a special crew neck for the live show that I picked up. I also bought a couple new shirts. Next, we have dogs. We did end up having to add extra to cover getting dog food for Buddy. I thought we would make it through the month, but we didn't, which is fine. No big deal. We did do his grooming appointment, and with a tip, it was $95. He looked so handsome and cute. I don't have a good photo because he looks so sad when I take photos of him. Next, we have electric, which we put in at $150. It averages for the year at $150, but it fluctuates along the way. Next, for entertainment, we added $200 and spent $324. So many things. A lot of Matt's golfing goes in there. He's been going to the driving range and the golf course once or twice a week. And then we did go out to dinner for one of my niece's birthdays, lunch with my mom for her birthday. There was a happy hour at my work, so we went to that. Next we have fitness and health. Oh, we did get a couple clear proteins, but I got reimbursement from my work for the macro factor that I had spent in March, but it came in April. So that's why it reduced down to $19.34. Furniture, we added the normal 100. We're building that up for patio set, I think, at this point. We'll see if we find anything. Gas, we had a 200, spent $277.73 for that Crime Junkie Live podcast. We drove there and I put the gas in that category. It just kind of helps. We had a little buffer. We still have an extra 130 for the month. It's good. Gifts for December, we added 100. We're just kind of building that up. Gifts in general, we did have to add extra in here. We're not going to show that because I don't want people to see how much I bought their gifts for. Home extras, had to add extra up to 174. Let's see what we spent it on. So, we got a new heated mirror shower, which is super nice. This one actually is rechargeable, which is nice. The other one, you like put the hot water in the back and it heated up the mirror. So it didn't need any electronics, but it was kind of a hassle because then sometimes you would forget about the water and then it would be like cold and gross. And this one is a lot cleaner and it lasts for the week, and I just have it on my weekly charge list to make sure it's good to go. We got some leather burnishing tips for the Dremel, a milk frother. On our Crime Junkie trip, I bought a little plant that is surviving. She's doing good. We're probably going to replant her this weekend, actually. Next, some hand soap from Bath & Body Works. They had a sale. We got some extra blender cups because we were making a lot of smoothies and we only had one cup. And so it would just be a little easier to have a couple extras. So we picked up those. And then we got a flat grill and a cupcake tin. Home improvement. We added the 100, but we didn't spend anything. Hunting, we actually took money out of this category and moved it down to outdoors. Matt had built up that category, but he wanted to use that money towards something else, which is a-okay. This $4 is our Zolio subscription for the inactive status until we turn it on in the fall. In the long run, it's cheaper that way, but it is kind of annoying to have a little $4 charge for a while. Medical, we added 50. We did spend quite a bit. We've been going to the doctor, and so that is for appointments, co-pays, prescriptions, medication, that kind of thing. I'm not going to go into detail on those. Office supplies and books, we added 50 and spent quite a bit. I kind of added up, so let's take a look. My HP Instant Ink. Oh, I did buy a bunch of Go Wild stickers. I'm going to Go Wild in May, here in less than a couple weeks. I'm so excited. So I bought specifically themed ones for those. And next, I bought some iron-on, and it was buy one, get one half off. And I bought the neon pink one for a very specific project. And then the half off, I was like, oh, I'll just pick teal or something. Well, it turns out I didn't buy enough neon pink. So I had to go back to the store and buy just neon pink. And then it wasn't on sale. Yeah, I should have just bought it the first time. Just bought double, but live and you learn. So outdoors, here's where Matt had added the 241. And then we also added an extra 250 to it. And we can see he bought a tent fan, but he bought some golf clubs, a 5-wood and a 3-wood, and then he bought a golden retriever head cover for his driver, and it's so cute. Oh, and he also bought a driver. He's pretty set, so we'll just kind of see the golfing trips that'll come out from the entertainment category. Next we have technology, which had Canva and Adobe come out of. We have $441.69 from that trip, and honestly, I have been repaid for some of it, but it is sitting in my PayPal account. No, not my PayPal. It's sitting in my Venmo account, and I haven't transferred it over to reduce that balance. I'll either do it in May or keep it till after my trip in May and see if I need to Venmo anybody, and then the cash is just there. And then next is our water bill came out for $54.60. So that is what it's like for April. Now we are going to look at our May summary and kind of lay out what our budget is going to be, and we're kind of going to go over this together. And I do already have it like written out from Matt and I talking about it, so I'll kind of look down there for my notes and stuff. So for mortgage, it is the $1,196. Tacoma, oh, I don't even have this on the right spot. Tacoma is $590. Our phone bill, like I said, is $118. Garbage is $85. Internet is $75. Life insurance is $38. Netflix is $18. And Spotify is $17. And we'll see the remaining to be budget kind of go down. Our income that we like to start with is $5,600. Keep it low so that we can account for anything that may happen. Sinking funds, we are adding $2,588. And so for groceries, like I mentioned, we were over the last couple months. The first 2 months we were under, so we're kind of using May as a guideline. We're going to stay with 800, but if we go over again, then we'll look into increasing it. It's also kind of hard because I'm going to be gone for a few days in the middle of the month, so it might be a fluctuation because I'm going to be gone for, I fly out Wednesday and come back Sunday, so not quite a week, but quite a few days also. And then next is restaurant, and we're going to keep that at 75. And that's all of it. Right now, we don't have anything allocated to investing. And that kind of happens in May. It is my birthday month. So we tend to do a lot of activities with friends and whatnot, and just the beginning of summer. But usually we'll end up getting enough money and be able to invest at the end of the month. So keep a lookout for the next reset and we can see how it all fleshes out. And then next we're going to go over sinking funds and dive into that $2,588. So auto insurance is zero. Auto maintenance is 100. Just kind of build that up. Beauty, we're going to pop in 200. I need to buy a couple things for my trip that are beauty related, and I could put them in vacation, but I'll probably use them after the vacation as well. So I'll probably keep them in beauty. Also, I was thinking of getting a little haircut or a little hair trim, so we'll see how that goes. Nothing crazy. Next we have car tabs, which we're adding 30. And this I think is the estimate for the car tabs, or well, I should say the motorcycle tabs for the Ninja, but I am getting custom ones with my name on them, so it'll probably be a little bit extra, so we added some. And clothes, we are adding 100. Costco, that is fully funded, so that's a 0. For dogs, we're adding 100. He doesn't have any appointments for May, and so that's just kind of for dog food and whatnot. Electric is the 150 that we average. Entertainment, we are adding 400. Boost that up. Fitness and health, we're adding 50 just for if we need protein or anything. Furniture, we are adding 100. Gas, we are adding 200, just our normal amount. Gifts in general, gifts in December 100, and then gifts in general is 113. This was just kind of a remaining amount, and we'll see how that goes. That's another category that will potentially change. Matt does have a couple brothers. We have Mother's Day. We have his mom's birthday. So we'll have to pull from if we get any extra money, or if needed, then we'll pull from savings. But I doubt we'll have to do that. Matt's been working quite a bit lately, so he's been bringing in extra money. Home extras, we are getting 100 in there. Home improvement is 100. We have the sprinklers backflow test. When they turn on the sprinklers, they do a test for us that we have to send to the water company. And then hunting, we're adding 150. Medical, we are adding 100 to kind of build that back up. Office supplies and books, we are adding 100. Outdoors, we are adding 50. Technology is 120. I think I lied when I talked about the sinking funds for April. For technology, okay, so it was the Adobe subscription, but it was also we bought a laptop extender. So when I'm not in my home office, when I take my laptop for work and whatnot, I'll have 2 extra screens, 1 on each side. So sometimes I will work from a friend's house, or I'll work from a coffee shop, or even just out on my back patio in the sunshine. We got that on the Amazon sale. And then for May, this is for the Canva subscription. I forgot it was in May, not April. Vacation is 100 and water bill is 25. So we just had the water bill come out in April, so we still have 3 months, but we'll kind of build that back up, which I do need to set up the schedule here soon for that. That is our May budget. Nice and sweet and easy for us. I do, again, go over this with Matt, and we discuss it all together and figure out how we want it to look. So we will stop this. Double check that it was saved. Found it. It's saved. All right, so next we get to go over a couple things. One, the watch list. It's way back here. So, in case you're curious, I'm watching North of North. That one, I don't know when it came out, but it just popped up on my Netflix and looked interesting, so I'm in the middle of that. My friend recommended Ransom Canyon, so I'm adding that to the list. I have $1 Million Secret, which kind of looks interesting, but I'm not sure. It came out in March. We'll see if it actually gets watched. Bad Influence, which is about kid influencers, like a docu-series. And then You Season 5 came out, which I've been also watching that. Next, we have The Four Seasons that comes out actually it came out in May 1st, so it's already out. And then next we have Ginny and Georgia. The next season, I don't remember which number we're on, but that comes out June 5th. So I'm so excited for those. See when we can sneak those in to watch, usually while I'm getting ready or messing around with my planners and whatnot. So the other thing we are going to look at is our May TBR, which I'll let you take a look at. So I'm currently reading The Let Me Theory. That's on my Kindle. Also, I'm listening to The Fault in Our Stars because I'm going to a Go Wild planner conference in May in a couple weeks, as I talked about. And one of the keynote speakers is John Green, and I don't think I've read anything from him, so I wanted to at least read one book from him. And then next on my, I try to make a May specific TBR of this is what I want to read in May. And The Missing Half by Ashley Flowers comes out. She was one of the hosts of the Crime Junkie podcast, the show we went to. And I read her first book. Oh, what was it called? Let me look it up. because it was such a good book. Like, you're going along and then next thing you know, you're like, okay, we're getting there. And then just sham wow at the end. You're left with, I can't even say, it's just wild. All good people here. And it was so good, so good. Anyways, The Missing Half is the book that comes out in May and May 5th. And it is also mystery thriller, suspense, crime, that kind of style. So our new releases, we have The Missing Half. We have The Wish Switch from Lynn Painter. We have, oh, I've been waiting so long for this one. It is I Hope You Remember by Josie Balka. I think that's how you say her last name. She is a poem writer from Canada. She's on the TikTok app, and so I've saw her TikToks of her reading poems in her little closet, and they are so heart-touching, sad, happy, nostalgic. They just touch your heart and just like make you think about life and think about enjoying everything within life before it's gone. Anyway, so I pre-ordered that one. I picked that one up next week, so I'm excited for that one. And next we have It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. Last book that I'm keeping track of that comes out is Problematic Summer Romance by Allie Hazelwood. So I'm very excited about all that. And then, as you saw, I have quite a list on my Libby waitlist already. So they'll be there when I'm ready to read them. Alrighty, so that is a wrap on my May reset. If there's something else you're interested in and want to go over, I'd be happy to share, but I think we went over our budget, we went over what we're watching, what I'm reading, and let me know how your guys' budget is doing. If there's anything you're looking forward to that's coming out on TV, Netflix. I do have an Amazon Prime, so all the ones I listed were, I believe, Netflix. I only recently got Amazon Prime, so I don't quite know what's on there. And I don't peruse there. I forget about it, honestly. So if you have any shows on there that you're like, ooh, you would love this, based on the one that I already listed, let me know. And what you're reading, share with me in the comments. Anyways, I appreciate you for hanging out, following along, and I will see you next time. Bye!